Hello out there in YouTube land, this is my first attempt at a video. Please excuse all the fuckery. What I got here is a Dodge Dakota 2001 SLT 4-wheel drive. It has got the 4.7 V8 in there. And a couple of weeks ago I was having some overheating problems. So I brought it to my handy dandy shop down the road. Good people at First Class Auto in Aurora. Veteran works there, so support your veterans. Anyway, it had a clogged radiator. So I took the he replaced the radiator for me, put coolant in there and everything, and everything was fine. But suddenly the next day the check engine light came on. Engine was running fine and everything, but I had him check it because I had just brought it there, so see if it threw a code. And he said it threw a code for evaporative, I don't remember exactly. He thought it might have something to do with the gas cap back here, because the code didn't. He reset it and it stayed fine for several days after that. Then all of a sudden it did it again. Then the other morning I'm bringing my kid to school and it would not rev past 2,500 RPM. You gun it, gets to 2,500, and then it would just start to shudder. It'd surge, back and forth like it was hitting a limiter or something like that. So, turns out that is called a limp home mode. So we'll go in here. And it's not doing it right now. But bring it up here and it goes past 2,500 just fine. I've got another video, but when I actually did it, I'll see if I can chop that in there. Here's the truck this morning. I can barely keep it to idle. It did not want to start when I was at the school earlier. This is what it does when it gets at 2,500 RPM. And it doesn't even want to idle now. Let it come down. Usually it idles right around there, but now it'll just keep coming down and get feathered a little bit. When I was driving it earlier, it didn't seem like it even wanted to leave third. It was stuck in third the entire time. But anyway, no, can't see it at all. Anyway, so I went on the internet, the interwebs, and took a look and learned something about what is referred to as a crankshaft positioning sensor. Okay? Some people have said on some of the Dodge forums and Dakota forums and stuff like that, you get a coolant leak, which something like I just had happen. And there's a positioning sensor that's down there. I'm going to get underneath the truck here eventually and take a look, probably get a better... But anyway, I'm going to take a look at that sensor. All right, here we go again. I don't know if this is working out too well. All right, I can see the camera, so I can see what you're seeing. That should be the sensor right there. Crankshaft positioning sensor. Now, right there at the end, it does look like it's a little frayed. Looks like that boot has got the boot, or whatever you want to call it. The covering for the wire looks like it's a little exposed. I don't see any water here. Frost plugs and a little rust around that frost plug, but that's not terrible, I don't think. So I'm going to try to... It looks like it's okay. I have to pause this because I need both my hands and I can't hold a camera doing this. I'm going to try to reseat that sucker, move it around a little bit. Alright, so back again. I can't really do anything with that right now as it is because the line is really taut leading to it. It's got a couple of heat shields on there. It's actually right up against the engine. right, there we are again. All right, so there's a heat shield just off to the side there. It's actually strapped up top there. There's a grommet up there, and the wire is heat shielded. It's right up against something, and it's got some tension on there, right? But you can see that there's two wires in there, or I can see it. There's a red one and a black one. It's got a lot of tension to the wires. It's pulling on it, but it seems like it's on design because there's a strap up there and there's a grommet holding the whole wiring cluster together. So that is not wiggling, but it does feel like there's a lot of pull on it. So like over time, I think that could cause an issue. It doesn't have enough lead in, so if it's pulling on it, you know, things don't like to be pulled, have a lot of tension over time to them, so it disconnects it or makes the signal faulty, because this thing is working fine intermittently. Some mornings it'll be just fine. Other mornings it is terrible. It just occurred to me while I was sitting there taking off this tire, listening to my Justin Bieber and Katy Perry channel on Pandora. I didn't pick this back up, so obviously I took off the tire here. I have concluded to go with the crankshaft position sensor. And it's much easier to get to it with a tire up and out. Went and got it, and that's what it is. So we'll get underneath there again. Like I said, I took the tire off. Got it blocked. It's in park, and I have the parking brake set for all you nitpickers out there. Anyway, so right in here is another angle on the sensor, and can sort of see it. That's the bolt right there. 1/2-inch wrench fits on it, but my 1/2-inch sockets do not. Go figure. It's almost out right now, so I'm going to pause this, pull it out, and see if I can get it disconnected, and they'll start it up again. Took about a half an hour, but there the bastard is. That wiring coupling did not want to come off. I had to wiggle it and jive it and maneuver it and sweet talk it. I played it some Justin Bieber. It still didn't get soft. But eventually got it. You see there, that was my screwdriver trying to get the thing out of there. It took there's no key on this thing. I should have had to twist it counterclockwise, but that seemed like the only way it wanted to go. So anyway, turned it counterclockwise, even though there's no key on there, and it came out. So if we take a look inside here, you'll see a hole there, and inside that hole is the flywheel. Starter's on the other side. And there's that wiring coupling that gave me such a bitch. But anyway, there it is. And now we're going to put the new one back onto. And take a look here. There's the new one again. Got some metal up there. I'm going to have to take a rag to this quick because I got some grass and some dust off the ground here. We don't want to, as you can see, we're directly exposed right to the engine there. So we don't want to get any more contaminants in there. I'm going to throw this little tidbit in there. This is the piece that broke off of the old unit, right? Now I don't have the other positioning unit out here anymore to show you. But remember, it only had a thin little metal band off to the side. And here this thing had a big, thick, girthy, almost like a washer here, right? But that thing had a thin little band. So I'm under there tightening it up, and my bolt's tight already, but there's a whole bunch of gap in there yet. So I'm thinking about using this thing. I'm gonna go back under there, take it out again, put this in there to take up some of that space, and then tighten it up again. Good job, Duralast. All right, like a six-fingered glove in a handy factory. It is in. I'll see if I can get you a picture of it down here. Put that washer on there. It did come with an 1/8 inch washer that was already in there. So I got them both in there now. Nah, the light's gonna suck. That's not too bad, I guess. So there it is. See that thin metal, that bright metal there? That's the only thing that came with it. Checked the box, threw it around, nothing else is in there. So it's in. Do we want the moment of truth? Because that thing don't work. It ain't gonna start. Look at that. We'll let her idle a little bit. That oil flowing. Gently give it a rev here. So really, time is going to tell. Time's going to tell whether this is going to do it, because I wasn't able to make it do it on demand to begin with. So I don't know. I guess time's going to tell. We'll drive it here for a while. If I actually do upload this, I will feedback. I'll give an update in the comment section. You know, looking through YouTube, I didn't see anybody. I saw some Dodge Durangos having their this sensor changed. I've seen another one that had Dakota had its cam sensor changed, but I haven't seen a crankshaft sensor change yet. So I think I will throw this up there, because if this can help somebody, I think it'd probably be worth it, really. Some more particulars on this vehicle. It's got less than 90,000 on it. For a 2001, that's not too bad. My mom had it before me, and she drove it very little too. So it doesn't have a lot of miles on it. Never had any other engine problem other than a thermostat, actually, and the radiator. And that radiator needed to be switched out because it was absolutely full of gunk, they said. 3/4 clogged. It was amazing that it really kept cool even when the air conditioner was off. The air conditioner is what precipitated the whole thing. It would definitely overheat, but now no problems at all. So anyway, so that is the changing of position and changing of the crankshaft position sensor. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it did you some good. Later.